Hey, what's happening, homies? Elton McFull here. Yeah, so I just finished a painting yesterday to try to see if I can drum up some cash here. I've had some good fortune lately to have been able to do some commission paintings for people, especially this size, this 9 by 12. I actually have one coming up. I'm starting this morning, actually. What are we today? The 17th of June, I think, or the 18th? 13, 14, 15, 16. No, I think it's the 18th. And yeah, that painting will be of one of my fans living out in Castleman, I think. Castleman, which is on the way to Ottawa from Montreal. And yeah, I'll be doing his, I think it's an 81 Honda motorcycle. But a really cool view. He sent me this picture, the front is the front view with a sidecar. So that's really a neat, dynamic kind of photo. Anyway, like many of you, I figured since, like so many of you, I'm in love with the GM New Look bus, which of course is a legend in North American transit, and of course, arguably, no, sorry, not arguably, the most important and popular bus ever made, frankly. Because before that, General Motors buses, look like other buses, like Max, with the two round lights, but the thing is, the window glass was all very small. So these were conceived in really a different type of manner. They also did not have a typical truck type frame. It was more of a flexible, light frame, and I made them better on gas. And this picture, shit, I thought it was going to have the. I wanted to show you guys the picture I used for this. So, well, what's interesting is that essentially I actually did this all from memory, like just the whole drawing of it, and then I started painting the black and the red stripes and all that. But then I don't know. I think the day I went out, and then I was coming home, and I said I gotta look on my phone anyway, and see what that looks like, see where I am with that from what I remember. And I'm not from Toronto, by the way, but again, I mean, it's a new look. I'll do a painting of any look, new look. You want me to do SCRTD? I'll do a new look. You want me to do a Halifax? Sure, why not? It's always a pleasure to do this, but I have to say, doing these headlights and the bezels all this year, that is not easy. I'm trying to see if it's staying in focus. Yeah, not really, eh? Yeah, it doesn't. Anyway, let me see. I have the picture right here. There you go. Yeah, you see, it doesn't want to focus at all. It doesn't focus at all when you go closer. That's weird, eh? I guess it's because it's something that's designed for action. That's what these GoPros really were designed for. Anyway, so I assume because it's a 22 and the fleet number, the 2 is probably an 82. That was, of course, 4 years before they stopped making these. And by the time they stopped making these, they were already making the classics here in Canada. And, of course, they made the classics in Canada, which was basically essentially this, but a bread box on wheels. Because Canadian Transit Agency didn't like the RTS when it came out in 78 because the RTS was, look, way too futuristic. So I guess it shows how conservative we are as Canadians. And another reason, there was also a reason why I did the TTC bus. Well, for one thing, I'm not an idiot. There's a lot more people in Toronto than Montreal. And in Torontonians generally have a higher income because everything's so expensive there. And, because Toronto is known to be a very American type of city, the buses for the longest time, when this paint scheme came out, replaced the cream over red, this was probably in, I don't know, 80 or something. Toronto was the only agency that actually had this type of Americanized, like, modernization that started happening in the late 70s, like in LA and other places I'm not thinking of right now, like Las Vegas, especially on the West Coast. And what I mean by that is blacking out the sides here and blacking out the front here and the header panel and all that to make the buses look more modern. And it was cool. It's a cool touch. But again, Toronto was the only agency that went for that. You can see here my little Ontario plate. This is so small. You can see by my finger. I'm like, you can't even do numbers, So, but yeah, fun to do. And something I just noticed I got to fix really quick here. That rear mirror. I was thinking about that when I finished this later on. I didn't put a second coat on it. I'm going to do that before I start my fans, Mr. Leon's painting. And so this is 115 shipping included, or $100 if you can come pick it up here in Montreal. I'm in the Hochelaga borough. I live just oh, not even 10 minutes drive from the Jacques Cartier Bridge east. So basically I'm between Frontenac and Pinneuf. And then, of course, if you're ever able to come and you're not afraid of coming in here because you know me, because a lot of people, when it comes to selling, it's like selling is the hardest thing you can imagine, because they don't want to come inside your place because they're paranoid and they think you're gonna murder them or whatever. There's the Viper I just finished for another longtime fan, my friend Jim there. Well, we're all friends, out in New Hampshire. There's Andre the Giant, and that's about it, guys. So, oh yeah, I almost forgot. I wanted to show you guys something here. Oh, well, look at these two beauties I framed. These are from a 2010 calendar. Yeah, framed myself. Yes, sir. Barracuda and a Bel Air. There's my next project I've started. A little preview on that, but that's going to be on hold because the paintings have priority. And yeah, so that's the thing. When I paint these models in here, the fumes are so much that it stays around too long, so I can't do any painting, and I can't really do any painting in the living room anymore because I keep getting headaches because the lighting's crap. Anyways, here's some I went through my big stack of 8x12 photos and went to Marketplace to see what was listed, what was not, and all these are not listed anymore. I have to rephotograph and relist them. Get my chair over here. So all these are 15 bucks each only. So what am I making? Like, 10 bucks or less. Price to sell. I will ship them, $4 to ship, so 19 shipping included. They all have my signature in the back, as you can see here. Right, like this one I took in, what was it, 2013 in Laval at the Cartier Metro Station. These are all unique prints, by the way. This one here, that's an Ecto 1 replica. And this is in the suburbs of Montreal, in Dorval, I think, near the 40. Yeah, this is like, I don't know, 2016, 17. This one, for some reason, I accidentally set the date on my camera, my old Nikon D3100. Beautiful Brigadier. You can just hear that Detroit going on, that thing. That was in Saskatoon, 2013. Again, many years ago. This was at the old Garport Trucking Company. Off Notre Dame here in Montreal. That's an International Eagle, and you know she's old because she got a split window. Speaking of split windows, there's a Peterbilt. I think it's a 379. This is a photo I took in slide format that I scanned. You can see that's an old photo because there's a Kenworth T600. There's a GMC, or sorry, white Volvo, I should say. So again, all these pictures are 15 bucks each. Look at this beautiful thing. Here's another GMC there, Top Kick. This is on the corner of Des Sources Boulevard and Pierrefonds Boulevard, 2003. Again, like I said, all these pictures are signed. Ford L9000, this is probably 2010. This is in Ville Saint Laurent. The famous Ford CTL 9000 used to drive around the streets here. The first time I saw this truck was right where I took this picture in 09 when I lived in Verdun. I haven't seen that truck in a long time. There's an old Macar series. Speaking of Verdun, this is nearby in Villemort on de l'Église Street, Church Street. There's the Chevy version of the Top Kick, the Kodiak. This thing had this must have been a farm truck. It was such an amazing condition. Usually by the time I saw these, they were not in great condition. This is like 06 Villeray. This was like 2016. That's surely that's a ex-fire truck, rare Canadian Mercury. You can see the gold accents over the red. Definitely an ex-fire truck. There was something I wanted to say to that and I forgot. Oh well. This is in. This was at a show in Rockland, Ontario. No, this is at the Upper Canada Village show, 2009. 62 Impala. This picture I'll sell it for 10 because I actually didn't take this picture. This is from a slide photo I bought years ago on eBay. You can see an old NYCTA MTA subway. Of course, at that time it was New York Transportation Authority. This is actually a picture that I had made from a little French Reader's Digest magazine page, and I scanned it. I thought it was such an amazing photo. I can tell you this was in Montreal for sure. I'm sure this was on Guy Street. I can tell by the angle. That right there is Sherbrooke. You can see there's a truck that careened out of control. So definitely must have lost his brakes, I'm sure of it. And just, this kind of a morbid fascination with car crashes, I guess, for a long time. There's a 77 Delta 88, much like my parents had. the old repaint the bumper because it's rusted out. There's the bumper ends are finished. Anyway, I just, I had the photo blown up years ago when I had more money. Not anymore. 63 Impala, that was in Roxborough, 2004, 3, 5, New York City. This is actually only $5 because it's out of focus. Okay, because I don't know who's going to buy it. Somebody loves McDonald's, they love Mustangs. This was an NYC, 2005. 79 Parisienne. I was thinking about this car the other day. This was on Henri Bourassa in a Huntsic in Ville Saint Laurent, and actually up until maybe 5 years ago, maybe a bit more, this was like a daily driver. It was an old man's daily driver, but the last time I saw it, the rust started coming out, so probably in a boneyard by now. Speaking of which, this 65 Chevelle, this was actually in a boneyard in Bentleyville, Pennsylvania when I was down there in 2002. Yeah. Oh God, I've been listening to that freaking electric saw all week. That's a buddy of mine, 60 Chevy Bel Air. That's next to Plamondon Metro Station here in Montreal. This was again 2003. This was in San Francisco, 2006. Nice 72 to 76 Dodge. Oh, this is a long time ago. This is like 99 probably, or 2000. This is in Deux Montagnes, Two Mountains, just off the island of Montreal. Like I said, all these photos are unique. They're all signed. International Eagle, 80s, 90s model. This is in Verdun on De l'Église Street when I lived not far from there. There's my Diamond Rio model truck. I like the photo so much. When I took it outside many years ago, I made this print, say by 12. Yeah, everything's signed. Anyway, if you're buying one of these and you want, I'll even personalize it to it. I'll write in the back to, so-and-so, So, well, this is not signed because this is actually made from the original Kodak slide. This was in Moncton, New Brunswick. This is a 59 El Camino. I took beautiful pictures of it, Dorval, in 2004 or 3, or sorry, 2002, I think. Yeah, again, from a slide photo. 68 Pontiac Canadian Strata Chief, which was even a cheaper version of a Catalina. This was in the Mile End. Used to see it around there a lot. This is again like probably 2000. There's the old signature. There's the Tam Tams Festival when I went one time. Again, 99, 2000. This is when I had my... Oh, blanking out. Is this my... No, this was... it wasn't a Vivitar. Oh, my Yashica. That's what it was. Yeah, that's one as well. This was with my Yashica camera. With my D30-100, there's this Ford L9000. Really old, like 80s. This was in the Point St. Charles area. This was like 10 years ago. This is an ex-U-Haul truck as far as I know. And you see that radiator there? Look at that right there. This thing had a Detroit diesel in it. And when it was at this building, oddly enough, the old Northern Telecom building, that Detroit was in full rev being used as a frickin' a motor, like a generator. It was just like continuously, probably a 471, 671. Autobus Galant Laval had this unusual new look, or a few new looks, with the one next to it was next Montreal, I think. Man, I've been trying to sell this picture for years, but yeah, again, the square headlights. What do I got to do? Do I have to like go over there and like try to sell them this picture? Man, sometimes it seems that way, There's a Van Hool. We have had these retired in a number of years now. I think they were 01s to 03s. And oddly enough, now there's no articulated buses anymore in the RTL fleet because they were all being used for the Champlain Bridge. Yeah, these two I'd like to sell together. You can see these are these are both 7757. They're STO, Société Transport Outaouais. This was in Ottawa. They're ex-OC Transpo. I don't think they had these for long. Hey, imagine, this was in 2006, and these buses were already like 30 years old, or almost 29 years old, and unreal. It's amazing how long the longevity of the new looks and the classics were, even in the Rust Belt. This is a picture I took in San Francisco, 2000, when I went there in 2006. Look at that Volkswagen Caddy pickup. There's a Nova. There's a 57 Pontiac. I mean, this is the kind of picture I think if I ever have a lot of money one day, I'd like to blow up big time, make it really a big picture. Like, I don't know, 18 by 24, whatever. Stop, hammer time. Yeah, somebody like put that on a stop sign near my parents' place, like 2 blocks away in Lachine years ago. And I got a picture of it, so I thought I should blow it up. Oh, that one I have to sign it. Here's a picture I took in Quebec City back when I went there when I had money. 20. Man, I don't even remember when I went there. 2016, I think. God, is it already that long ago? Nice Mack truck there. City of Quebec Mack truck with a second gen. I can't see the number on it. Anyway, it's a second gen LFS. Beautiful shot. The old part of the city. Here's a 49 Buick Super, I believe, or Special. That was at the Upper Canada Village show in 2009. Gorgeous. I even framed that thing in a wind cell. This is in Two Mountains again. Dermotang, probably 2002, 3. Oh, that one also I got to sign. I thought I signed all of them. You see, it's a good thing I checked my stuff. So yeah, this is on a thick Carpenter or Superior body. And boy, those 366s have a beautiful sound. Wow, that's amazing. Never come back. And finally, something I took just a few years ago with a squirrel and a lady and a 2004 LFS at height of rush hour in downtown Montreal next to the Sun Life building. So like I said, all these pictures are 15 bucks each. Price to sell. They're all one of a kind. They're all signed or will be signed. Let me know if you're interested in something. And I was going to say maybe I'll go meet you. And I don't know. I don't really do these meetups. Like I said, it's no problem to ship. I have no problems from customers about shipping. Everybody gets what they receive. Nothing's really damaged, I don't think. And anyway, I'm at 1616 Crivellier. So thanks for watching, guys. And you want me to paint something for you there? I got, like I said, 2 commissions to go here, and I'll be free next week to paint something if you want. Starts at $100 for a size like this, 9x12, or it could go to, let's say, $250 for one of these types of sizes. Thanks again for watching, and if you want to come down and see the collection, you'd like to buy something unique, come on down. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.